Hello, Jill. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Jack. Well, I was hoping Genevieve could join us today, but apparently she can't. Although she may be in tomorrow. Anyway, let's go ahead with our program that we're going to do. So we're going to watch. I think actually several of you have seen this before. Anyway, but that's okay. We'll watch it again. We're going to watch one of the Shaolin masters, monks, describe how he's doing the first. I think we'll do the first three moves and then we'll do the fourth move separately. So let's watch the first three moves. Okay, so a couple of thoughts, and then I'll ask you guys to chime in. What he said at the beginning is absolutely true, not only about every Qigong routine, but about every Tai Chi form. There are many variations of each. None are the correct ones. None are uh, necessarily better than others. It's just what you like to do. Um, the model that I'm using for teaching Tai Chi and Qigong is the model that Master Zhang used, just because it's so simple. It's, Zhang was, my teacher was very good at simplifying everything to make it easy to catch on, right? Um, if you're in the Tai Chi classes, I'll show you some videos about what I mean next weekend. Um, but I actually like this variation, personally, I like this variation better than the one that we were doing before. The one that we were doing before, going down and coming up, going out, going out. There's things about it that I like. What I like about this one is everything is repeated. So you're doing each of the stretches three times. And to me, repetitions are very important in stretching. At least twice, and three times is good if you've got time. Any thoughts from anybody who was watching this, Jack?
I did have a question. He didn't mention, and I don't know if it matters, where when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out in
In
each of the exercises.
in general, Master Feng would always say the same thing. Just breathe naturally. Just breathe in whatever rhythm is comfortable for you. You don't want your breathing rhythm to interrupt what you're doing. However, the truth is there really is a kind of pattern to this, and it just follows the natural body. When you're condensing inward is a good time to breathe in, right? When you're going outward is a good time to breathe out, and that
Yeah.
just sort of follows naturally, right?
All right.
So try it, Jack. See what you think. See if it feels decent, right?
Yep.
So
It's
when
kind of
you're
funny. I actually have the sense of the opposite is that when you're expanding is when you're inhaling. I don't know.
from the Tai Chi point of view, think about this.
Hmm.
Suppose you do a movement like this. When do you want to be inhaling? When do you want to be exhaling? When you do a motion boom, like that, you need to exhale. You do not want to inhale while you're doing that. You'll hurt yourself if you try that. Right? So when you're winding up, you inhale. When you're executing, you you exhale. And since the qigong that I learned originally was all in service to Tai Chi. So we made Tai Chi the deciding factor in stuff like breathing. There are people who use all kinds of strange breathing techniques. So check them out, see what you think. You do what you all want to do. That's what everybody ends up doing anyway. So you might as well just give yourself permission and do it, right? Jack, any other thoughts?
It was just, I was thinking about what Jill said, and sometimes I think this gets confusing, and it's because of semantics, but you explained it once that clarifies it for me because sometimes I get confused as well. is you were talking about a tube of toothpaste.
Mhm.
And so if you're doing reverse yogic breathing, you're expanding, but there's a slight contraction as well. It's like the tube of toothpaste is filling up, but then there's that point where it explodes, and that's a contraction.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds totally weird, but it makes sense.
Well, yeah, a lot of at the beginning, a lot of Tai Chi and Qigong seems counterintuitive, but there actually is a logic to it. And maybe at some point we can go over the breathing techniques again, and it will help clarify it. I remember years ago, in the first few years, being confused about this too. It's like I'm not quite sure how to make this work. It clarified over time, and now I don't really think about it. It's just kind of natural. So to me, the simplest thing is just to say when you're closing into your center, you breathe in. When you're expanding outward, you breathe out. That that seems to work for me. I like things simple. Catherine, any thoughts watching the video?
I like the reminder of the connection between knees and elbows.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it. I mean, it was so obvious when he did the movement that there is really a connection between the two. It was beautiful to see him going up. It was like he was going to fly. Actually, he went really up
Yeah,
before.
he seemed very light on his feet.
Yeah,
And he's a big guy, so he's got to weigh something because he's big. But he seemed very fluid and very
yeah.
light on his feet. Yeah. There's a principle in Tai Chi and Qigong in China called the three outer harmonies. And the three outer harmonies are three pairs of things that are supposed to be coordinated. So those three things are one, the shoulder and the hips, two, the elbows and the knees, and three, the wrists and the ankles. Every move you do, you use all three of those joints. You may focus, for instance, on the elbow, but you're also going to use your shoulder and your wrist. And if you're going to move the elbow, pay some attention to the corresponding knee. So if I'm going to throw an elbow, boom, what's happening with my knee? Well, that's also spiraling. Watch the knee. It's also doing it, right? And there are too many folks who just forget parts of their body and don't move parts of their body. So think about in this routine, but all the other routines, every joint in the when you move, every joint in the body moves. It may only move a little bit, but it's going to move. So he was focusing on knees and elbows because uh, he wanted to make sure that you were also moving your knees when you were moving your elbows. But did you notice that he was standing up
Up.
and flexing his ankles with every move too? Because his wrists are moving, so his ankles would be moving too. If your feet are just flat on the floor all the time and you try and do this, it actually separates the upper body and lower body. Where if you include, now instead of being separated, they're coordinated. All right. Jill, any thoughts on watching the video?
I guess it was just this, yeah, he made it very obvious that it is a full body movement.
Yeah, full body, and it's certainly yoga. I mean, you really can see the yoga in this. It's just it's about stretching, right, and then relaxing in, and stretching and then relaxing in, and stretching and relaxing. relaxing in. So I got some pops up and down my back just doing that. It doesn't have to be super duper extreme in order to be effective. Right? But you're expanding from the center up and down to your toes and out to your fingers, and your back is lengthening. Did you notice him going like this at one point to illustrate that? You should be stretching the spine and then relaxing and stretching, right? In every exercise, stretch. You're not just stretching up, you're also stretching down. Um, I liked the beginning exercise he did a lot, where he crossed his palms in front of each other. And you do that so you can provide just a little pressure on one hand with the other hand. And then he's drawing it in and then expanding it out. And he was really emphasizing how the spine is straightened and pulled up and then relaxed and then straightened and pulled up. So I like that move a lot. I like the other one too, but I particularly like this one. So for me personally, I like this beginning better than the other one. It's a little longer, there's repetition, and there's more focus on what you're doing with your body and your energy body. So let's try it. What was the third move that he made? Oh, straight up, yeah. So we can make up our own too. All right. So I like that. I got much better stretch with that than with the other one we were doing before. All right. Any thoughts by anybody?
I like this one. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I do too. Okay, let's go around the room and everybody can lead with this. And if we have time, we should have time. We're going to go on to move number 4. We'll watch him do move number 4. We'll work on that too. And then on Thursday, we'll go on to move number 5 and 6. We'll see how much we can put in there, right? So, Jack, why don't you lead our first one? Jill, you can lead the second, and Catherine the third.
Okay.
then Jill.
All right. Go.
Jill, I liked the way you did that. I like it when I like it when one stretches out and then you hold it for 3 or 4 seconds, right? And kind of explore that extension, all right? Now notice when I'm doing this extension, it's not this. It's not extremity. It's just reaching your full potential, you might say, and letting your insides stretch out to the end of your fingers without super extension like that. All right. So I like that one. That was good.
Just another thing. I didn't notice where his eyes went.
Yeah, we could look at that next time. Hopefully his eyes were correct. However, don't forget he's teaching. There's probably a group of people. There may be, I assumed
Mhm.
there were some people there because it looked like he was talking to people. So that can sort of mess up someone's eyes. But yeah, look next time, see what he's doing. Okay, Catherine.
Okay.
Okay, very good. You know, guys, I really like this beginning much better than the other beginning. The other beginning is a little bit more athletic, but it's just sort of a throwaway. This is slow and deep, and these may seem like very simple stretches, and in a way they are. They're kind of the most simple you can get, but that doesn't mean they're not effective. I think this is a very effective way of stretching. And it makes me think, some of you with cats will appreciate this. Have you ever seen a cat get up in the morning or get up from a nap and you watch and they'll go, they stretch themselves and then they go about their business. That stretch seems like a little thing, but right? It just gets rid of all it. Annie calls them goobers. It gets rid of all the goobers inside your body, right? And lets you really move. So I like this beginning. All right, we got about 20 minutes left, 15, 20 minutes. Let's watch move number 4. This is a more complex move. I like what he's doing, but I like certain things about the other guy too. So let's watch and see whether we can hybridize this. At least I'm going to try to hybridize it to do what I really want to do, right? So let's watch this guy. So next time we meet, we'll talk a little bit. We'll watch that again and talk a little bit about that. But again, to me, it's a more sophisticated version of what we were doing before, right? It's not extreme. He's not forcing his body into extreme positions. He's just taking it, out to, 90, 95% or so, and then resting in that for a moment. And doing it calmly. And when he's done, right? When he's done with the stretch, he doesn't just go back to the center. Yeah, it's slow. Slow. Take your time. Feel inside your body. Right? Take your time. Come down and begin the next move. Right? So let's all right, we've done the third one of these and relax down to your body. And then he turns, looks at his inner log bone, and then on the other side. And back to center. And now the right side. Let's go in the same order as before. So Jack, Jill, and Catherine.
I got a quick question. There's an extra twist in here than what the other guy does, right?
Uh, well,
Or
if I remember, the other guy actually, does he do both sides?
it seems the other guy he goes like this and he plucks the fruit and he
Yeah.
comes back down. This goes, it looks to me, if I remember correctly, looks like he's going to the opposite side before he returns. I don't know if other people think.
Yes,
No,
yes,
think you're
I
right.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right, Jack.
All right.
Again, to me, this is a better stretch, but try it on both sides. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's see what happens.
good, right? And Jill.
Okay. The one thing that I'm kind of curious about is if you have to readjust your feet, because at a certain point I feel a lot of tension in my knee, as it feels like it's
Jill, for these exercises and any Qigong exercises, any Tai Chi exercises, you should always avoid pain. Pain's a signal from your body that something's wrong. So just listen to your own body and avoid anything that is moving into territory with pain or discomfort. You can explore it a little bit and maybe work that out over time, but don't. In a lot of American exercise, um, they still do this. They push into the pain. That's not really a very good idea. So just do whatever you need to do to avoid that.
okay.
And Catherine.
Okay.
Okay, so just my impression from doing all this is um, the other guy, the first guy we watched, is those are much more like warm ups for gymnastics, which is basically what that guy does is gymnastics, right? Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's fine, but as far as whether you're really getting good stretches deeply in the body, these seem to me to be much more effective. So I like this way of doing it. I think we can watch this guy. We can go back and watch the other guy and see what we can pick up. I'll do a little research and see if we can get a third guy. But I like these. So tomorrow when we meet, we're gonna practice these, right? We can do the whole thing, but we'll go around the room and practice this, and then we'll do the whole series as we know it, right? And then on Thursday, we'll add in move number 5, and we can watch which I think he's gonna go into the tiger. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll watch his move number 5, and then maybe we can watch the other guy's move number 5 and talk about what's going on. Okay, guys, have yourselves a great day, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.